everyone, and welcome to the All About Health podcast. My name is Georgia Overbeck, and I'm your host. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode today, where we're going to be talking all about different vegan protein bars. And I know that this topic might sound a little weird, but I have to tell you, a few years ago when I started getting more into the plant-based vegan lifestyle, I wanted to find out as much as I could about different plant-based and vegan foods. And one of those things are protein bars. And I was like, I've never heard of actually good vegan protein bars. People always talk about how gross they are or how it's hard to find a good one. And so I thought, why not? I've tried so many over the years. Why not do a rating and review podcast where I go through all of the different protein bars that I've tried and tell you which ones are actually good. Now, of course, protein bars are not something that you need to eat. They're not essential. They're not going to help you reach your goals any quicker. It's just an easy way to get some extra protein in if you need it to help you reach your protein goals. And also they're fun to have sometimes because they kind of taste like a chocolate bar if you can find good ones. So I thought, let's just go through that list that I made up today and talk about different vegan protein bars. And I would love to know if you've tried these or if you haven't, so definitely make sure to message me on Instagram, or you can comment on the post that I'll make on Instagram once I upload this podcast. And also I'd love to know if there's any protein bars that I missed that you love or that you haven't tried and are wondering if they're good. Then you can definitely let me know and I'll make sure to review them and say my opinion if I like it or not. But before we get into the podcast and rating and reviewing our protein bars, we have our segment of the week, which is Quote of the Podcast. And this one, of course, I found on Pinterest. It didn't have like the person who said it or where the quote was from, so I'm just going to say it and I'll just credit it to Pinterest. So the quote says, "Tomorrow needs to become today. Being great requires constant effort, so make every moment count." I love this quote because it can be so easy, and I do this too. I think everybody does it, but you have something that you want to accomplish or get done or just do for fun, and you always say, or I always say, you know, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll keep putting it off, and then tomorrow, quote unquote, never comes. And that's why I like this quote, because it says it needs to become today. So like, for example, this podcast episode, yesterday, I was like, you know what, I'll just record it tomorrow. I should have recorded it yesterday, but I didn't. And so today I was like, I'm not going to put it off another day. I'm doing it now. And so that's just a small example. It could be for so many things, whether it's getting groceries or getting your car fixed or whatever it is. Just make sure that you're not putting off what you need to get done until quote unquote tomorrow, because it might never come. It might never happen. So just make it happen. Do it right now. And I really like the second part of this quote too, where it says that being great requires constant effort. And that's true, because you can't, like, I'm going to use the gym, for example. You can't go to the gym one time and then never go to the gym again if you want to have a good healthy body, if you want to have a strong body. Like, you need to keep going and keep putting in that constant daily effort. And so that, I think, goes for any goal, but that's why I really enjoyed this quote, and I hope that it reminded you of something, inspired you a little bit. And now that we've done that, let's get into the episode. Alright, so let's talk all about vegan protein bars. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put pictures of what the protein bars look like, just in case you've never seen them before, or maybe you don't know things just by hearing the name of them. But before I get into talking about the protein bars, I want to say what I consider as a protein bar, because there's a lot of snack bars out there, energy bars, whatever it is, that kind of say on the package like high in protein, but they're not actually a protein bar to me. So what I look for when I am getting a protein bar is at least 10 grams of protein per 200 calories. So I would go for like a 1-to-2 ratio. I want that protein to calorie ratio to actually have a good amount of protein for the amount of calories that are in it. Like, for example, there are some protein bars out there, I'm not gonna name which brands, but there are some protein cookies, we'll say, vegan protein cookies that are marketed as protein cookies. But if you look on the packaging, The cookie itself is like 400 calories for only 15 grams of protein, which to me is not a protein bar. When I'm looking for a protein bar, I'm looking for something that's going to help me hit my protein goals, but also stay in a good calorie range. Unless it's something that I'm looking for like a meal replacement, then one of those higher calorie bars are going to be more suitable for what I need at that time. But if I'm looking for a snack or like a little dessert or whatever it is, just something quick, then I don't really want it to be that super high calorie amount. I hope that makes sense. That's just what I look for when I'm looking for a protein bar. And then something else is if the ingredients can be a little bit better, like on the better side, more things that I can pronounce, less ingredients, that's amazing. I also try to reduce my artificial sweeteners in protein bars just because I've talked about it before. They don't really agree with my gut health a ton if I have a lot of them. So those are a few things that I look for when I'm having protein bars. I don't have protein bars super often. If I do, it's usually when I'm traveling or if I'm out somewhere and I need something quick, then that's usually when I'll have a protein bar. Or if I want to have one like as a dessert with some popcorn or something instead of a candy bar, then that is usually when I will have a protein bar. So let's get into rating and reviewing the protein bars, starting off with number 1, which are the True Women bars. I remember seeing these, I think it was 2021, maybe 2020 for the first time at a store called Rexall. It's a drugstore. And I was so excited because I had seen them on Instagram and on social media, and I was like, oh, I've wanted to try these for so long. And I believe there's 3 or 4 flavors. And so I picked them up and I tried them. And my review on these is that the texture is really good. Like, it's nice and thin and it's coated in chocolate, which I really like that part of it because I'm a chocolate lover. And they have 12 grams of protein for 170 calories. So that's not too bad. Definitely still fits into that protein to calorie ratio that I prefer. The texture is chewy, but it still holds together, like it doesn't break apart, it's not crumbly, it's not overly sweet. There are different flavors. I think there's like a donut one, there's a chocolate peanut butter. I remember the chocolate peanut butter one is really good. I haven't had these in a while, but I do remember that I really like them, and they have a good array and range of flavors. So my overall recommendation or review of those are to try them, especially if you like the sound of the flavors that they offer. They're easy to find. I know that they're at like Shoppers, Rexall. I'm sure you can get them online as well. And they are pretty good calorie to protein wise, like ratio, so I would recommend those ones. The next bars are the Aloha bars, and my sister Sophie actually got these for me for my birthday or for Christmas 2 years ago, I think. And these ones are really good. They are also coated in chocolate. They are firm and chewy. They have a little bit of a protein taste, but I don't mind it. Like, it's not something that I would be like, oh, I can never have this again. I'm not gonna have another bite. So it's not too bad. Maybe if you're new to protein bars, maybe it's not the best one to start with, just because it does have that little bit of protein taste to it. It has 14 grams of protein and I think 190 to 200 calories. I might be wrong, but those ones are pretty good. The flavors are fun. I know that they have like a coconut flavor, and I think that that one was really good. The chocolate peanut butter was really good. So I would say that if you've tried other protein bars in the past, like vegan protein bars, you're kind of used to that proteiny taste now, then give these ones a try. The only thing is they can be a little bit hard to find if you're in Canada. I believe they are on Amazon, but other than that, I'm not exactly sure where you can get them. Like, I don't think that they're available in stores, but for flavor and texture and macro-wise, I would say yes. Next up, we have the no-cow bars. And these, I love these bars so much. And the thing is, it might just be because I am used to vegan and plant-based bars at this point, but I hear so many people talking about how they don't like them and how gross they are and how they taste like chalk and are gritty. I have not had that experience personally. I think that they're great. especially their new dipped line. I think that if you have not tried the no-cal bars before, start with those. So they have 19 to 23 grams of protein in them. They're the best macro-wise protein bar that I found. They have the highest protein amount. And they have a lot of flavors too. There's like mint, chocolate peanut butter, cinnamon bun, lemon meringue. There's so many of them. I really like the no-cal bars. Again, kind of similar to the Aloha bars. I believe they're only available in the US. So I know that if you're in the US, you can get them at the vitamin shop, online. If you're in Canada, I think that they're a little bit harder to find. You still may be able to. Yeah, you might have to do some more research for that though. But I definitely love the no-cal bars. They are my go-tos. Whenever we're in the States, I always stock up on them and buy like 3 or 4 cases at a time, just because I can't get them when we're in Canada. So that is my review of the no-cal bars. I definitely recommend trying them, especially the dipped line. Next up, we have the Raw Rev bars, and these I've been talking a lot about recently. They're the ones that I've been having the most recently. I was actually sent these. The other 3 that I was talking about, I bought myself. The Raw Rev bars I have been sent, and I do have a discount code and link down below if you want to check it out. I do really like these bars. They have an amazing soft, like doughy texture almost. It's not like a thick dough, it's like cookie dough. And they have some great flavors. The 3 that I've tried are the double chocolate brownie, the chocolate chip cookie dough, and the birthday cake. I love all of them. The birthday cake is a little bit more on the sweeter side, like artificial sweeter side. So if that's something that you are affected by or sensitive to, then I would recommend sticking to some other flavors. But the texture is really good on these. I think that they have 12 grams of protein, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But I do really like those. I just wish that they were bigger. Like they're kind of small, but they're a good snack size, and I really like them. Again, they're linked down below if you want to check them out. And they have, again, that light artificial sweetener taste, but if you're not affected by that, then try them out. Next up, and another one that I've been having more recently than the others, are Misfits protein bars. These, again, I was sent, and I really like these. I had heard so much about them for years before I actually got a chance to try them. They taste like a candy bar, chocolate bar. They're always covered in chocolate, and then they have some little crunchy bits in the middle, and then there's like a caramel layer, and there's so many good flavors. There's like chocolate hazelnut, there's banana toffee, white salted peanut. That one is my favorite. It tastes so good. They are all delicious. They have about 190 calories, I think, and 15 grams of protein. The only thing is, and I've never told this story, but I'm going to anyway, the ingredients in there are not the best. So if that's something that you are sensitive to, just keep that in mind. So a few months ago, when I had one of these bars for the first time in a while, I did get some stomach problems from it. I just had like some bloating and some uncomfortable pain in my stomach. But after I had them after a while, my stomach got used to them again. But that's just something to keep in mind if you have not had them before, and if you have like stomach issues. I don't know what it's caused by, but maybe the artificial sweeteners or something like that. But overall, the taste is really good, and if you already are having a lot of protein bars or like more processed protein sources, then it probably won't affect you, and I really like them anyway. Next up, I have the Cliff Builders bars, and these are bars that I tried years ago. I think that they were one of the first vegan protein bars that I tried, and these ones are like right on the edge of not being considered a protein bar for me, just because it is in that higher calorie range, but it does have 20 grams of protein, so that kind of makes up for it. They are 20 grams of protein and I think 280 or 300 calories, so they are a little bit on the higher end, but still good if you have more protein goals to hit during the day. So these ones, and I haven't tried these in a while, so maybe they've reformulated or have a new recipe, but these are my thoughts. I find that they are a little bit dry. They have a little bit more of that sweetener taste to it, like artificial sweetener. They're definitely sweet. Also, the ingredients are not the best. Like, it's a little bit on the longer side for me, but you know, if you like them, have at it. Have fun with those. They're personally not for me. I'm just gonna be honest here. I don't really like them. That is my review on those. I would say skip them. If you've never tried them before, they're not worth it. Next is the Sprouted Protein Iron Vegan. These, again, are one of the first ones that I ever tried when I first started eating plant-based and vegan. And these, I believe, you can get at Popeyes supplements. I'm sure you can get them online as well. These ones have 16 grams of protein, so that is higher than other protein bars that are vegan and plant-based. They have good ingredients, and the thing is, their texture is a little bit dry and chalky, but it doesn't really, like, it doesn't bother me. I'm not that big into textures personally. If you are somebody who's affected by textures, maybe stay away from this brand because it can be a little bit dry, but I find it fine. I really like them. The caramel flavor to me, I think that there's 3 flavors. A coconut, a chocolate chip, oh no, there's 4. Double brownie and caramel. The caramel one is a little bit too sweet for me, but the other flavors are great. I give them a thumbs up, especially the coconut, because the bars themselves are already a little bit more of that more natural, sweeter flavor, and the coconut just complements that really well. So if you like coconut, then I would recommend trying that flavor especially. I'm going to rapid fire off these last few. So the next one are Simply Protein Bars. These are one of my favorites. They are almost like a Rice Krispie, but not. Like, they're that similar cereal bar type texture. They have good flavors. If you like cereal bars, then you'd probably really like these. They have like a chocolate and a coconut. I haven't had these in a long time, but I do remember that I really liked them, so I would give them a thumbs up. They're nice and light and airy too, so if you find that protein bars often make you feel like super full, then maybe the Simply Protein bars would be good ones to try. Next are Nugo bars, and these are so good. Like, the taste is incredible. Especially the pretzel one, the chocolate pretzel one. These bars are made with real dark chocolate, and so the inside, I don't know what it is. It's almost like crispy soy Krispies or something like that, I think. And then they have pretzels, and then it's dipped in chocolate and salt sprinkled on top, and they're so good. Like, I love these bars, especially the pretzel flavor. If you like sweet and salty combos, try that one. The only thing is I wish that they were a little bit higher in protein, but you know, the flavor makes up for it, so I love those. Definitely try them whether you're plant-based or not. Next are the One Plant bars. I actually don't know if they make these anymore. I think that they do, but One Bar made a plant-based protein bar a few years ago, and they had like a banana bread flavor, chocolate peanut butter, a churro, and one other one that's not coming to my mind right now, but they're really good. They're kind of similar to the True Women bars, actually. They are more on the thin side, and they're coated in chocolate, so I would say that those two are actually very similar, but I do really like the One Plant bars, especially the banana bread flavor, just because it was so unique, and I've never had another protein bar that is banana bread flavor. And then the Outright Vegan bars, again, I don't know if they still make these, because I was looking on their website and it said they were out of stock, and I don't know if they're going to be coming back, but if they are, these bars were again on that higher calorie side, more calorie dense. They are kind of like a square block of protein bar, and they're kind of very heavy. I feel like they'd be better for maybe if you're hiking and you need a snack, like they'd be good for that, or if you need almost, again, that meal replacement type bar, then I think the Outright plant-based bars would be better for you. The banana bread flavor, I believe, was really good. And then the next ones are Genuine Health Fermented Vegan Protein Bars. These, I know that you can get them at Shoppers, and that is like the only place that I know you can get them. They are, to me, almost like a very basic vegan protein bar. Like, they're kind of the pure protein of vegan protein bars. Like, you know how pure protein, they're not that big, but they've been around for a long time, and they're kind of reliable for if you need a protein bar. I feel like these ones, the Genuine Health fermented vegan protein bars, are like that, but for vegans. So they're fine. They're not anything special, but if you need something quick and easy, you're gonna find them, and then you can have that. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention in this video is homemade protein bars, because yes, you can make homemade protein bars, and they're actually so easy. These are actually what I make the most. I don't buy a ton of prepackaged protein bars. As I was saying before, I love to make homemade protein bars. Usually what I'll do is I'll just take some oats or oat flour, some protein powder. Of course, I use Magnum Nutraceuticals Quattro Vegan, and then you can add in either powdered peanut butter or regular peanut butter, some sort of liquid sweetener like agave syrup or maple syrup. And then you can add in some chocolate chips or some shredded coconut or nuts or seeds or whatever you like, and then just roll that up into bars or protein balls. Super easy, super delicious. You know what's going in there, but all of these are good options. And with that, I'm going to end off this episode here. I hope that you enjoyed it and maybe learned about some new protein bars that you want to try, or maybe some protein bars that you're like, maybe I'll stay away from those. And if, again, you have a protein bar that you love and you want me to try, please send it to me on Instagram. I would love to try it out and see what I think. I'm always open to trying new things. Thank you so much for watching or listening today. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.